welcome back. It's summer right now and this weekend is scorching hot. It's the perfect time to make your own solar oven. And what goes well with solar ovens? S'mores. I got this idea while reading this book and I thought it was perfect for this weather. You want to make your own? Let's get started. To make your own solar oven, you're going to need one box. I'm using the pizza box and my dimensions are 10 inches by 10 inches by 2 inches, but you can use any box you want. Some aluminum foil, some saran wrap or plastic wrap, some black colored paper, 2 wooden skewers, a ruler for measurement, a scissor or an X-Acto knife for cutting, 1 pencil, some glue, and some tape. And that's all you need to make your own solar oven. For the first step, you're going to need your box, your cutting utensil, your pencil, and your ruler. What we're going to do is we're going to take our ruler and we're going to measure in 2 inches from each side of your box and create a mark. After you have 4 of those same marks, you can take your ruler and connect the marks to get a square or a rectangle. After that, we're going to take our cutting utensil and we're going to only cut out 3 sides of the box you've made on top of your box. We're going to leave one not cut, which is the one closest to the hinge of your box. Now my pizza box opens up like this, so the area I'm not going to cut is this one right here, because after we've cut our 3 lines, it's going to fold out as another flap. So now you can go cut out your flap. Now that I've cut my 3rd and final line, you can see that I can lift it up, make a flap, just like so. And since I didn't cut the last line, it's the perfect door for the sunlight to go inside. For the next step, we're going to cut out our aluminum foil and put it on the bottom of our flap, the bottom of our box, and the sides of our box. So when the sunlight reflects into the box, it can bounce around on the shiny aluminum foil and then heat up the food inside. So I've already cut out this piece for the bottom of my box. What we're going to do is we're going to use this glue. We're going to glue it to the bottom of the box. Make sure that the shiny side is up. And now we're going to repeat this on the bottom of the flap and the 4 sides of the box. And then we can continue on to step 3. Now I've added foil to every side of the box. I've also added foil over here as well, because they also act as sides when they go inside. And make sure that your foil is shiny side upward, so it helps reflect sunlight to heat your food. Make sure you also have some foil on the flap of your box. Now it's time for the next step. For the next step, you need your cutting utensil, your tape, and your black piece of paper. Now, I would have used some sort of construction paper if I were you, but I only have tissue paper at home. So I used 2 layers of it to make it opaque. The size of your paper is roughly the size of the lid, or a little bit bigger than that. What you're going to do is then you're going to open up your box and you're going to glue or tape the paper inside in the center. When you're done putting in your black paper, your solar oven should look like this. For the next step, you're going to need your wooden skewers and your saran or plastic wrap. Now you're going to take 3 pieces of saran or plastic wrap and stick it together into a square, like so. And now we're going to stick it to the bottom of the lid, and we're going to put some tape on there so it stays there while our s'mores are cooking inside. now that I have my saran wrap inside, this is what our solar oven looks like. We have the flap, an area for the light to go in, our cooking pad, and more area for light reflection. What we need next is our wooden skewers. What we're going to do is we're going to lightly dent. Don't poke through the box, but lightly dent on the side. And we're going to tape the skewer to the top of the lid to make sure it doesn't fall down while we're cooking. We're going to tape it right there, and then we're going to do the same to this one. We're going to make another dent over here, and then we're going to stick it over here, again, like this one, so the lid doesn't fall over while we're cooking. As you can see, I've used a piece of tape, just like this, to secure the skewer onto the lid. And now that I have both of them on, we can get on to the cooking process of using the solar oven. Before we cook, I just want to show you that my skewers were kind of falling out. So what I did, I took a piece of tape and I secured the skewer to the top as well. Now let's get cooking. So we ran out of time yesterday because the weather decided to be gloomy and there wasn't any sunlight anymore, so we couldn't cook our s'mores. It is now the next day and the sunlight is beautiful, it's burning, and it's the perfect temperature to cook our s'mores and melt our chocolate and marshmallows. It is exactly 30 degrees centigrade or 86, 87, 89 degrees Fahrenheit. And what we're gonna do, you're gonna get your food. I'm cooking s'mores. You can cook anything you would like. We're gonna open up our oven. Gonna put just the chocolate and the marshmallow. We're gonna leave it open just like so and not put a graham cracker on top so the marshmallow and chocolate can cook faster. And I'm gonna put another one in there as well. So this is gonna take about 10 to 15 minutes. And we're just gonna close it up like so and let the sunlight cook the s'mores. There was a plane going by, so I don't think you heard me, so I'm gonna say it once again. Our food is gonna take about 10 to 15 minutes to cook. And now I'm gonna explain how this all works. So the real thing in this box, which helps our s'mores cook, is the black piece of paper, because it is the thing that absorbs most of the light and heat. And that's what's gonna help our s'mores cook. And the foil, it helps reflect the light into the black square or around our food to help it cook. So now we're gonna wait 10 to 15 minutes and then we're gonna enjoy our s'mores. My s'mores have been cooking for about an hour now, and I was getting slightly bored, so I decided to conduct another experiment with a magnifying glass and a sheet of paper. So what I did was I held the magnifying glass over the sheet of paper, and I waited for the sunlight to burn the paper. And how this happens is our magnifying glass has something called a convex lens. And when the sunlight goes through our magnifying glass, it converges slowly into one direct point, which is where it will burn the paper. And you can see that direct point right here. Now, I don't think this experiment worked because I have a very small magnifying glass and it's made out of plastic. But if you have one that's made out of glass and it's much bigger, then it can get much more rays of sunlight and it can burn much faster. Now, I don't have a tripod or something to hold my magnifying glass, so what I used was a water bottle. I made a slight hole in it and I pushed in the magnifying glass and it held it there for a long time. You can try this experiment at home. And I think my s'mores are done, so it's time to eat. You can see that the marshmallow and chocolate have melted. So our yummy treat is now ready and it was very successful, but please be very cautious when picking it up from your solar oven because I burnt my finger. Now it's time to eat. Can I bite again? Yeah. Delicious. Look at my hand! Delicious. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for new DIY episodes coming up soon. Goodbye!